Welcome back to the show. Today we have a lovely guest. He's a Twitch streamer. He is the handsome Jansen Fox. How you doing, mate?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic today. Nervous as all hell, but how are you? That's I care about you.
I'm okay, thank you very much. You're a very, very caring person, aren't you?
Yeah, what you don't know is this whole thing is just a ploy. We've actually switched it. Hi, I'm Jansen Fox. This is my show, Behind the VR Headset. Today we actually have the Surgical Gaming with us.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm the cleaner. I'm the cleaner.
But I'm doing all right. I guess, and I was telling Surgical Gaming before this. This is the hardest question. Who am I? I'm just some guy. All right. You've had VR Realm, RFVR, and Mac and VR before me, and that one guy between realities. That Skiva, right? That's his name.
I think I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, tall dude. Yeah, no, I mean, the whole VR world is just full of these geniuses, right? I mean, and there's people like me, and there's a lot of people that are like me that just we're addicted to gaming. We love VR gaming specifically, and rather than being somebody who's intellectual, we flip that and we just be an absolute idiot the entire time, which some people find as entertaining. I don't know why, but hey, I love doing it, and you know what I love even more than that? I love you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. We've been speaking about getting you on for a while. I've been watching your stream, I think since I had a Twitch account, to be honest, and Population One and that kind of stuff. So I find it really entertaining, and I thought I'd get you on, find out a bit more about you, because in your stream it's just you talking and to the audience and that kind of stuff. But I wanted everyone to find out a bit more about you as a person, the actual Jansen Fox inside that beautiful avatar.
Oh, you mean I guess that would be the name of the show, is Behind the Avatar. The VR headset. Yeah.
So that explains it. Yeah, it's really hard. For me to figure out.
I'm 29. I feel like I'm just some kid. I'm sure you and every other adult out there are just trying to figure out life. I mean, I'm a man of the people, as in I'm just like everybody else, except for with, maybe a little bit more health problems, but that's besides the point. No, I mean, who am I other than an obvious addicted VR gamer? I work in healthcare most of the time, and I know we're probably going to talk about how I got started streaming and all that jazz, but 8 to 10 in the morning when I should be doing my job, I do the greatest thing that I've ever done in my entire life, which is streaming to a whole bunch of other people that love to game. Specifically Pop One, yes, but we're working on, changing that and everything over time. And we had a little bit of a delay in switching over to different games and everything, but again, we could talk about that later. But man, I'm just some dude. I love VR. You love VR. That's why we're all here. But I'm some guy. All right? There's no other answer to that. I'm some guy.
After a lot of explaining, that's what we've...
Literally. And if anybody wants to know, there's a whole list of questions that we can read off right here.
Yep.
It's all a sham. Surgical Gaming doesn't have any of this memorized, which I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. But one of the line items on here is literally nonstop talking. If you haven't figured it out yet, then it's not even a question. It's just a line item.
Oh yeah,
it's a blessing and a curse.
That's meant to be in Invisible Links. Only I could see that. Jansen, tell us about your Twitch stream, how it came about, and what made you want to do it in the first place, and how it's grown from where it is now to where you are at the moment.
So back in the day, a good friend of mine and I, we've just always had this comedic banter back and forth, and we've always just wanted to do something on Twitch because we thought it was just hilarious. He doesn't play VR, how unfortunate. But one day I got a beta test invite from Population One, started doing that, getting involved with it, and met up with a few people that actually streamed it. And I was like, I guess I'll test this. I've always talked about it with my friend about doing it. And honestly, it just kind of kicked off from there. I mean, I've been to a few cool places from it. I've done like the Pop One panel in like Vegas where we had a whole bunch of people meet up together. And one of the topics in that panel was like streaming. How did you grow your community? And my answer to that, and still is I have no idea why people watch me. I have no idea. Again, I'm just some dude. I'm stupid. And I guess that, some people think that that's funny. But literally, that's just how I got started. I just picked it up one day and I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. I haven't gotten any better at it since the day that I started, I feel like. But no, dude, it's been the best decision I've ever made. I mean, it's like a way to create. And I mean, look at this whole area you've got here. It's a way to create. It's an artistic outlet, if you would so say. As me being literally an idiot, for me, that's me being expressive. It's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you're an idiot. I think that's more of your own opinion of yourself. Slightly dim-witted, maybe.
Stop. You're gonna make my avatar blush.
So your stream, when did you start streaming? What do you remember when? Is it a year ago or more than a year ago? Because that's when I started watching.
Right. It was probably, man, I would have to say 18 months ago, year and a half, if that's what that equates to. Something like that. I mean, I didn't think like it'd be anything what it is now, and it's still not like, I am streaming to a freaking stadium like some people do, but you should be fine with that. It's not about numbers or anything. It's about having a good ass time. I mean, that's how I start my day every day. As I wake up, even if no one is there. I mean, you're playing a video game at the end of the day, and in VR, you could look back at your like past self and say like, oh hey, by the way, you're going to be playing games off into a virtual universe. Heads up, your younger self would be stoked, and I get to start my day doing that every day, and I love that. So to answer your question, 18 months.
Okay, 18 months.
Let's refer back to the non-stop talking.
I'm just going to highlight that, circle it. So,
oh man,
18 months, and you do like, you don't just stream like normal people. You wear outfits and costumes, and a lot of people have the sound effects and that kind of thing going on. Did you, your first stream, let's say, from the beginning, was it just you, just normal kind of streaming without any kind of overlays and all that kind of stuff? Was it very basic, or did you start off with overlays and sound effects and all that kind of thing?
Oh, it was. I mean, it's bad now, but back then it was bad. I mean, I didn't have a camera when I started, but when I started using a cam and everything, I mean, I literally, my adult attire, most of my closet is like graphic tees with funny pictures on them, and I started to like cycle through those, and then I was like, oh wait, that's right, I do a whole bunch of like cosplay conventions too. So I started wearing the costumes that I had, and people were like, oh, haha, look, it's Ugandan Knuckles. And, compliments like that. I was like, ooh, maybe I should buy a whole bunch more. And so now I'm sitting at like, I think the last time I counted, it was like 54 costumes. I mean, there's a whole closet in the house that's dedicated to it. And every Friday, I'm sure you're going to mention it at some point, I wear a fake baby on my chest called Baby Escovez, all one word. That's his first name. A lot of times people ask me, is that a real baby? And no, it is not. It's just in case you've been wondering and have been afraid to ask me because you've asked me to be here. It's not a real baby. I'm not endangering a real child, only a fake one.
So who's looking after the baby now then, while you're here?
Let me look. The carpet. The carpet's looking after the baby. It's doing a great job. I mean, baby's fast asleep, so I mean, it's Friday's the day that I have custody with it.
You mentioned that you were playing Population 1. I've seen you play like Apex, I think, like at night time, and you did the Forest recently, didn't you?
I've done yeah. I mean, there have been times in the morning where I've switched it up, but I've been able to now that life itself, I've got a lot more free time after hours and everything, and so I'm like, oh, finally the VR morning show can actually be. Well, I literally call it the VR morning show at night whenever I stream later and later in the evenings. But I'm like, now it can actually be VR and not just Pop One. So I've decided, and I'm trying to dedicate to myself to playing other games because I've played them myself without streaming many times before, and I'm like, I don't know why in the world I just haven't been actually streaming these. So I'm going to start doing it at night, playing different games, different experiences, because even playing just Pop One, you've got a lot of people that'll come in and be like, hey, I just got a Quest 2, which is awesome. Welcome to the world of VR. What other games look great? And so being able to show that to different people, to bring that to just increasing the VR community is, I mean, it's great. And I want to do that for other people. So right now, The Forest, Elden Ring, VR mod, shout out Luke Ross, who's bringing VR mods to AAA games. Yeah, I mean, you know, anything possible, I guess. Anything in my Steam library right now, and all the other recommendations that, sadly, it's Bradley made for the Steam VR show.
Oh, cool.
Or sale. Steam VR sale, not show. Whatever. Words are hard.
What have you played The Forest before you streamed it, or was it the first time you played it?
So, Helix VR. I play with one of their members named Seven, and he and I used to play it every Tuesday in the mornings before his stream schedule had to switch a little bit, and we never really actually played The Forest. Instead, we built structures and everything right next to each other, and we would have competing hotel chains. So it would be Hilton brand, Seven's Hilton brand, and Casa de la Jansen, trying to, you know, he had this big luxurious hotel, and I have, you know, a houseboat and zip lines, giving the real camping experience. Because, I mean, clearly I was the better hotel. You know, that's what, I mean, we're out in the wilderness. You want to give them the wilderness. So we played it. I've got a lot of experience in The Forest, but none actually playing the real game.
Okay, so you're really good with crafting, and that's, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I mean it's just VR Legos basically. Just, I mean, Minecraft is like Legos. I mean, The Forest, when I first found out about it, I'm like, oh yeah, Legos. I mean, like that was everybody's favorite toy back in the day. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic, dude. Love building stuff from nothing and not saving Timmy, which apparently I guess is the point of The Forest.
That is the point. I did play it a while back with some friends and stuff, and if you don't play with someone who knows what they're doing, you could spend 100 hours just running around trying to figure it out. So, yeah.
100%.
Because, yeah.
He's sitting there. He's sitting there and like, I'm like just throwing stuff in the middle of the crafting table, seeing what worked, and they're like, oh, like there's like a cog you can actually click on that shows you what to craft. And I'm like 24 hours into playing the game. I've spent a day trying to figure out this, and I'm like, oh, I now can carry more sticks and more rocks. That would have been helpful, you know, at least 8 hours ago. I mean, this is, I've already built the major parts of the hotel, and you're just now telling me about this?
Sneaky move that was. I think that was a sneaky move. And with Elden Ring, how are you finding that? Did you play that in like flat screen mode beforehand and then try VR out, or did you go straight into VR mode?
Oh, straight into VR mode, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've wanted to play Elden Ring for some time now. Mm-hmm. And then I heard the announcement. I think it was Paradise Decay who gave their original shout out to Luke Ross, and I was like, oh, I mean, same day, immediately Patreon. Here you go, give me that. Same day, went right on to it. But no, it's awesome. I mean, I think everything in VR is better, and having, I mean, if you've played Skyrim VR, I mean, having those big, giant monster battles type feel is just, I mean, it's a whole different experience when you're actually in the world doing it.
Yeah, I've got Skyrim VR. I modded it. I still haven't played it properly with the mods. I played the PSVR version non-modded.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I do really need to pick it up again. But I get what you're saying. I've played Elden Ring 30, 40 hours, and I've stopped playing it because I need to stick the VR mod on and give it a go.
Yeah, highly suggest. I mean, it's still a work in progress, and obviously you do need to play with a GameCube.
Oh, GameCube.
Best controller. You got to play with an Xbox controller, but I mean, still, it's uncomparable than playing it on a screen. It still is more immersive that way, and just these big giant boss fights. I mean, it's you got to try it. You have to. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Is there a third person mode? Because I remember when it first came out, there was first person and then like a further away mode.
So yes, you could do first person, you could do third person, you can do, I guess it's like close, like kind of over the shoulder, like a Gears of War type game.
Okay.
But with the mod itself, you can actually edit where the camera is. So if you want the third person mode, but you want it to be, maybe just a little bit closer or maybe just like a little bit higher up, you can do that through the mod itself.
Oh, nice. So it's come a long way from when I first saw it. I might have to give it a go.
I highly recommend it.
What about his other mods like Red Dead Redemption? Have you played that one?
So here's the downside of being married sometimes. So,
you're only married sometimes, or
oh no.
your wife isn't going to watch this, is she?
No, she's not. She's not. It's because I will ask kindly. Please don't. She's gonna. I know she's going to watch it. She's gonna get to this part, and she's gonna say, "What is it? Why don't you tell me? What's the You tell me what's the bad part? Huh?" So, but she likes to watch the screen whenever I play, and she doesn't like anything Western, Red Dead Redemption included. So I haven't even played Red Dead Redemption just normally. So I really don't know. And I've known about the Luke Ross mods like in the past, like GTA 5 and stuff, and I was just kind of playing other games like Valheim and stuff, and when all that other stuff was coming out, like with her and everything. So when Elden Ring came out, and she's wanted to watch me play, she's also wanted to play it. But when that came out, we're like, ooh, another game. And then I saw the announcement on Twitter, and I'm like, oh God, yes. Finally.
So you never played the GTA mod, and
no,
you haven't done the Red Dead mod. You said you mentioned the other game, which is Valheim. How was that mod? Because I've looked at it a million times. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it.
The Valheim mod is, I mean, it's good. Like it's like they will do like updates and stuff on it too, with updates with the game itself. So everything is up to date. I guess that's what updates do. So it runs smoothly and everything, and I'll play that with my wife together. She'll sit there with the I was about to say GameCube controller again, the Xbox controller, and I'll be in VR, and I can actually use the VR controllers for it, so I can go around, hashing up bricks and back on the crafting thing. It's another crafting game. Love it. And you can take your bow out of the back, shoot giant trolls and everything. Also an awesome game. It's not a game that I've streamed yet, and Allison, my wife, has been begging me to do it because we have played it together so much, and I've just also had a really good time playing with her. But I'm, again, starting to change. Need to do nightly shows. I need to start making YouTube videos now that I have more time back in my day, now that life has cleared up. Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many good games out there.
What other VR mods have you been playing?
GTFO is another good one. I don't know if you've played GTFO yet.
Heard of it.
Get a group of friends, go down into what I'll describe as a post-apocalyptic dungeon type crawler game. Find the minerals, materials, whatever, shoot them up, sort of like a Doom in VR style type game, with a multiplayer, shoot 'em up, different type of demons sort of feel to it. The mod right now, as far as I know, is currently broken after the latest update, but another fantastic one. It is also it's pretty smooth, pretty clean. As far as streaming it, though, it gets a little, unless you got a hefty PC, it gets a little like the glitchy type feel to it on the actual like streams end. But like in the headset, it feels like it's smooth. But that would be another game that I would recommend. I mean, obviously, I'd love to throw out different recommendations for modded games if I've played them all. But as far as the ones that I have played with the mod, I mean, that one's, as far as playability, smoothness, that's probably right underneath Valheim, which Elden Ring I'll still say is down here, but favorite is still Elden Ring. It's just, I mean, it just came out like maybe a month ago, so it's got a little work, but I can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look at the other games you just mentioned, like Valheim and GTFO, because there's a big sale on currently, isn't there, on Steam, so
oh yeah,
have a look at that. What is your build, just out of curiosity? What are you running?
So everybody gives me a hard time because it should be fantastic, but I've had so many PC issues in the past, like just shutting down middle of stream, different LEDs going off on my motherboard saying a different error every single time. But I've got the 3090s Founders Edition in there. It's got a full-size case, an i9 11th gen. I think it's like 64 gigs of RAM, and then hold up, I'm gonna look at it. 12 fans. No liquid cooling, because I ain't gonna touch that. It's gonna liquid's gonna go up everywhere if I touch it. I'm known for breaking things that I touch.
Oh, okay. I think, yeah, just leave it how it is, because it sounds like a pretty high-end setup, that does.
Yeah, I know. I'll just keep throwing more and more money at it until it gets it to work, but I just keep having more and more issues. So I don't know what. I need like a personal IT type person just while I'm streaming with a screwdriver plugging stuff in and out, because that's my understanding of how PCs work, is that would do something.
Yeah, normally if you put tin foil on the motherboard, when it plays up, that works quite well as well.
Oh, because it gets like a better like Wi-Fi signal or whatever, right?
Oh, you've done it before, have you?
Yeah. I mean, it was on my last motherboard. I just been too lazy to get around to do it on this one.
And if you want liquid cooling, you just pour it straight into your fan. It won't make a mess.
Well, I've seen people do that, so yeah. I don't know. You got PCs in like fish tanks and stuff like that.
PCs are actually waterproof.
I mean, I don't know these things. All right, liquid is not coming anywhere near it. Because I know it's going to just trash it if I touch it.
How about with Neos? Because I know when I said we're going to do the interview in Neos, when was your first experience in Neos, and what did you do, and who were you with? So
Z-Storm actually sent an invite to, it was me, Alex VR, and Skiva with Between Realities, Kelly with 3 Ys, and 2 other people that I'm completely forgetting that I hope they don't see this part. But we were doing I guess the Neos version of Among Us when that was, I guess it was coming out. I don't know if it is still coming out with the whole new anticipated Among Us VR, like the official game. But Z-Storm invited, it was a heck of a lot of fun. And my favorite thing about Neos, in that I loved it. I will say the user interface, it's known, it can be a little bit difficult to learn, but with time you can learn it. But the one huge thing that I was like, that's awesome, when I first started here, is it gave you a suggestion whenever you were like doing your first world or whatever. It said, do you want people to come in here, or do you want to have it be public to where one of our community members can join and maybe walk you through some of the steps if you're having any issues? And I'm going through like the tabs of this tutorial, and maybe, the 3rd tab in, this giant fox monster like starts walking up behind me. He's like, hey, what's going on? What do you need help with? And I'm like, that's, 1, you scared the crap out of me because you joined behind me. 2, that's awesome. That's great. But that's amazing. I mean, not every game needs it, obviously, but like something like this, something that would bring the VR community, the VR world, just so much. Having a community behind it, being able to assist and willing and super friendly about it, amazing. Amazing. And then we got to go play Among Us with the boys, and then what's a better time than that?
Neos is just amazing. I think they're like mentors who come and show new people how to do things, aren't they?
Yeah.
And somebody asked me what it is. This isn't all it is, but it's like VR chat for adults, basically. But you can literally make things on the fly. Because all I've ever met is adults here. And everyone's like, if you go to a world, people are so nice and chilled out. And just like, there's no swearing and little kids screaming and stuff like that. It's just a really nice environment.
100%. Surgical gaming's lying, everyone. This is all it is. Just this one room. If you join Neos, you come into this room and you can't leave. You can't leave. So I'm trapped here.
What you
my
can't
headset,
see,
yeah, locked onto my face, and that's it.
What you can't see is there's a big cage around him. He can't get out.
Yep, that's it. There's no windows or anything. All this natural lighting that you're seeing in here, it's fake. It's virtual lighting. This is all a sham. Someone, help. This isn't part of the interview. Help.
I'll deal with you after when the cameras are off.
I talk so much. But what you were saying, the VR community in general is, I mean, that since I started playing VR in like 2018 for realsy, when I really started getting into it, I mean, I haven't met, except for the children, I haven't met anybody who's just hasn't been like a super friendly person. You know, I mean, it's great. I mean, this is one of, if not the best communities that the world needs to be a part of and get in here. I mean, hopefully they don't screw it up, because everybody's been great so far. I mean, look at you. Look how handsome you are and how nice you are.
I'm blushing.
That's what the VR community is about, is being handsome and nice. There's nothing else.
That's why I introduced you as handsome Jansen Fox.
Yeah, see, look, yeah, exactly.
Definitely something that everyone should do. Neos. When's the last time you were here, though, before I asked you to come into this studio? Was it months or more than that?
There were a couple of times that I've come in here just to like clown around. I got like an invite to just like hang out at like somebody's bar that they got, that they had made. And then what I'm really looking forward to is there's a guy named, and I haven't talked to him in a while, but it's a guy named Biohazard. If you haven't seen his stream or any of his stuff on YouTube, watch it. It's the dude is out of this world. That's why I feel like I'm you get like people on the IQ scale. Here's all of the VR community, and I'm seated, so I can't go any higher than this, but I would. And then here's my IQ level down here. And Biohazard, I is just way up there. But he has this awesome Neos world that he's shown off on his videos, and some of like the stuff that he's done in his stream and everything that he's made possible. Well, this with his big mighty cranium he's got going on working up there. I mean, he's made it possible through Neos. I mean, it's an amazing world, and I can't wait to check out that world. I would also love to see the Between Realities spaceship at some point, but besides the point. No, I mean, I'm not, I'm not coming in here like all the time and everything, to be totally honest, but that's not going to take away from the fact that I think it's absolutely incredible about the things that you can do in here.
Oh, I'll check out his channel. Have a look at what his setup is as well.
Biohaz Red, RED.
Okay, I'll check that out. And I have been to the Between Realities studio. So my first guest was actually Skiva, and he took me into his spaceship, basically. It's really cool.
Lucky. I mean, I'm sure if I asked, but...
If you're watching Skiva, put the boy out of his misery and bring him to your spaceship.
Yeah, who's that other one? Yeah, and Alex. I'm just kidding, Alex. I knew who you were. I just, I want to come there at some point.
What was your first VR experience then, when you first ever put a headset on?
So first VR headset experience was actually, I want to say like, honestly, early on, like anywhere between 2014 and 2016. And my friend's dad, who gets invited to all of these like exclusive tech conventions, and but I won't say which or who or whatever. He actually after one of these conventions, he came home with a VR headset. And it back then there wasn't any sort of games or anything. Like it was the what is it? It's the Oculus Basics, the one you can you could see like the little polygon fox or giant T-Rex yelling at you. And there were a couple other like different experiences that were on there. And just being in those experiences back then when VR really wasn't even like a thing you could purchase yet was amazing. Other than fooling around with that headset being at my friend's place, 2018, walking to the mall with the current wife, walk in, they had an Oculus setup or demo going, but on the Rift, played, I don't know why I'm thinking about it, playing The Climb, literally next day, Black Friday, went home, stayed in the mall the entire day. Then the next day I went home, bought two PCs or two computer parts worth of PCs, put it together, two Rifts so the wife and I could play together. And from there, I've been, enthralled with it. It's not that I don't like pancake games anymore, but it's just so amazing. I mean, there were times where I was playing like a Lone Echo, which is another game I'd highly suggest. I mean, even back then it was, I'm sitting in my living room on the ground, looking out on the stars, and in my living room, in the headset, I'm on a meteor, looking out at the stars, and I'm sitting there at 3:00 in the morning thinking, I can't wait to just see what can become of this. And since 2018, there's been so much new stuff. Lone Echo was my first eye opener, but I mean, it just keeps getting better and better, and over time, I mean, I can't wait to see what it's going to be like in 5 years, man. I mean, we're in for a real treat.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff going on with new headsets being in development. What headset is going to be your next headset, do you think? What are you looking at? It doesn't have to be out yet, obviously, but like, what do you think you're going to get next?
Honestly, I really don't know. I mean, I was really looking forward to a Gear VR headset, but I don't know. I'm one of those people who I like to get not the highest end. I like to get the highest end plus the one that has been reviewed really, really, really well. So that's what I'm going to wait for. I'm going to wait for a headset to come out, wait for it to be out for, maybe a few months or something like that, to where it can get all of the reviews in and can make an educated decision on that point. But I mean, I can't wait for them. Can't wait. I mean, I have so many different headsets here, but I'm looking for an upgrade right now.
Okay, so you had the Rift S. What have you got since then? What in order, if you do remember the order?
So, I guess original Rift. It was back in 2018. The two headsets that you could choose from were like the Rift and like the HTC Vive. But since then, upgraded to the Pimax. Soon after that, I got a Quest 2 because I was traveling for work, and couldn't leave it behind, and I have an addiction. And since then, I've honestly just been buying vintage headsets because I've just nerded out, and we're building a new house, and so the VR stream room is just going to have a whole bunch of different vintage headsets on display. I did do a giveaway for a Pimax, never got to actually use it, and I know the specs and everything are outstanding on it, but I had just gotten the Index, and so part of me was like, I really don't want to try the Pimax because part of me is probably going to buy one. And I know that's not super fiscally responsible because I just got this headset.
So at the moment you're running an index. I've seen in your streams that is an index, right?
Oh yeah, that's baby. Index all day. Except for the controllers. They're not ergonomically fit for my hands because I have the thumbs the size of, the fake baby that is sitting on the ground over here. We've got the same size thumbs.
So you got
and I got to
deformed.
travel. Yeah, I got to make a cross-country travel going from the different buttons, from the joysticks to the A and B buttons.
Ah, okay. I mean, for my ones, I just got like a slip-on 3D printed thing because I've got big hands, and yeah, because my hands
Show
are hurting.
off.
But you can pick them up for a couple, like $20, and you just gives you more space in your hands.
Really?
Yeah. So it's 3D printed.
Gotcha.
You clip it into your controller just above the touch. Well, it touches everything except for the touch part of the controller, and it just gives you it gives you a wider grip, I guess, in your thumb as well. Yeah.
It's nice.
So you have a look at that, mate, because that looks like something that you.
Yeah,
could
dude.
do with.
Send me the link because my thumbs. Carpool tunnel all day because I got to make that trip from buttons to the joystick all the time.
Oh, okay. I mean, what was your first ever gaming experience? Because you said you're. How old are you? Sorry, you said 29, was it?
It's 29.
Yeah. So what was your first ever
Wake up.
game?
Are we talking VR? Are we talking just in
pure
general?
gaming? The first in your mind, your first memory of gaming.
There was a summer camp. Hated the summer camp that my parents sent me to, and I'm like 6 or 7, and the N64's out, and they had Mario Kart playing on there, and I would just, I didn't care for the other kids, didn't care to socialize. That was it. Didn't know video games or anything really like that were like a thing. Other than that summer camp, and then for the Christmas list that year, just N64. I don't want anything else. I don't care. Don't care. I don't want the new Whack-A-Mole. N64, baby.
Did you get the PlayStation after that? What consoles? What's your history with consoles?
Oh man. We probably went from the N64 to the GameCube to the PS2 to the Xbox, to the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. I got the PlayStation 2, played it twice. Worst decision my parents ever made to buy me that, because I didn't use it. It was just a heavy paperweight. But yeah, just big Microsoft fan. And then one day in that store, man, put on that headset, played the first real VR game that I had gotten to experience, and from there, it was, dude. Oh, and I should probably mention my World of Warcraft days, so I guess a little bit on PC, because I did that for, you go into World of Warcraft, you type in /played, it'll tell you how much time you've put into it, and when I went back to my account one day because all my friends had gotten back into it, and then when my month subscription was up, I was like, that's it, and I type in /played, and it was like 101 days, and I'm like, oof, I could have learned how to do so many things in that amount of time. But
101 days.
101 days spent playing World of Warcraft from ages 13 to 19. That's like, you could have learned a language, you could have started your own business, you could have done so much stuff in that time.
Wow, so that's like 2,424 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild.
And were you single?
Wild.
I'm guessing you were single that whole time.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. 100%. You kidding me? Dude, I was trying to rep the horde. All right. My girl at that time, she's going to get in the way of that. All right. I'm trying to take down the alliance like a man.
Unless she's some kind of
character.
Sorry, go on.
It was like my character Shadow Legend meant it to be. Don't want anybody getting in the way of that.
What kind of genre of game is your favourite then? Because I've never played Warcraft myself. Is that that's an RPG, right?
MMORPG.
Yeah.
Right.
What's your
stuff with that? Yeah, it was stuff with that kind of vibe. I love MMORPGs. Literally Elden Ring is probably the perfect description of my ideal game. Like just that sort of environment, having different, well, I guess I like a nice talent tree that I can level up certain stuff, which they do have those options a little bit in Elden Ring with like your health and your strength and stuff like that. But I'm trying to learn like special abilities, you know. So really, World of Warcraft to me was the perfect game back in the day. But I mean, honestly, I'll play anything. I mean, you get me and the friends, or me and my guys, just like Settlers of Catan. I mean, we're shouting and screaming at each other. Like, I mean, it's ball. Yeah, there's adult refreshments involved, but still, I mean, I'll play anything. You name it, my guy, I'm in. I love gaming, dude.
What's on your radar then? Upcoming games, like what's your main? Just say your top 3. You know, you've had all these showcases and all that kind of stuff recently. What ones are you most excited about?
Honestly, and this is going to sound completely stupid, Among Us VR, when that official, because I would love to play it in VR chat if I didn't have screaming children shouting very offensive words off into the mic. I would love to stream Among Us VR, because after I take off the headset, which I guess that's what your show is, like I go and do sales and engineering type stuff. So I'm very good at, when I need to be, when I'm in my job, is this is being deceitful, which is not the case. It's selling. This makes me sound like I'm a deceitful person in my job, but is being a salesperson and selling my stuff and just not lying, but like persuading people to make decisions that I want them to make, which this isn't tooting my own horn, but I'm good at it. It's why I do it for my job. Although I hate my job, I still love the whole just, you know, talking to people, you know, persuading, getting on their good side. This makes me sound awful, but I want to stream that because I think I would be so dang good at that game, which I am whenever I play in VR chat, but especially with people that I don't know, because when I play with people I do know, whatever game it is, it's just, oh, make sure Jansen doesn't win. Just, he can't win. But no, man, I'm honestly, I'm stoked about that just because I want to stream the heck out of it.
So you're a slippery salesman.
It's yeah. I mean, I know it sounded bad coming out of my mic,
Mummy told me never to trust a salesperson.
which shouldn't. You know, I'm gonna go to a car dealership to get like a used car. Like, I ain't trusting that guy.
Never.
Heck no. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Never trust a salesperson ever. Let's look at this. This is a fine example. But
if I come up to you, I say, man, I got an offer that you can't refuse, pal. Don't listen to me. It's gonna be terrible. It's not. I mean, we sell a meaningful product because it's in healthcare and everything, but like, I mean, we got trained by a lot of like high-end people in our company, which I guess is the only one of the good things about them. So I am good at it, and I like to do those things of being persuasive to another person. Again, makes me sound awful. I have the vocabulary of a flip-flop, so I really can't word it in a different way. But I just like doing it, man. I'm excited for Among Us to VR. I can't wait for it because I can't wait to just stream it and be just a total, I mean, liar. A goofball. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
professional liar.
That's actually what it says on my resume. Is like, I'm looking for, in the career objectives, I'm looking to be a liar. It's that salesperson crossed out right before it. Liar at your company.
Well, I've got a confession to make. I've worked in sales for about 20 years, so I'm a scumbag like you.
Jeez, man, dude, up top, dude. Let's do it. Yeah, sales all day.
Yeah, let's take it all.
Sales all day, dude.
It's all about the commission, right? Who cares about people? Feelings? Yeah. People don't have feelings.
Yeah, I hang up the phone after I get an order, and I'm like, they don't know what just hit them.
Wolf of Wall Street, this guy. 2022.
God, it sounds so bad. I promise it's not like that. Like, I have to engineer the product and then sell it. Like, I can't engineer it poorly and like bring costs down and give them a terrible product. Like, I have to do I have to do well to be I have to do well on the back end to do good things for the client on the front end. Oof, we are trying to be helpful people. It's just going to cost you a little bit of money.
Exactly. So you engineer the product, and then to sell it, you engineer the lies. Yeah.
Shh.
We're only playing people. We care about your feelings.
I need a better vocabulary, man.
Everyone knows about you being on Twitch, but you did mention that you were looking to not move to YouTube, but start creating content in YouTube. With your channel, what's your idea? What are you looking to do?
So, in all honesty, I've heard, I mean, there's not a huge debate versus like Twitch versus YouTube, but I know the VR community, a majority of it is on YouTube. I mean, the only reason I started streaming on Twitch in the first place is because that's just what I watched. And even as a streaming sense, I would love to actually start streaming on YouTube. Maybe I break the Twitch TOS rules and, stream on both at the same time. Don't listen to me, Twitch. You won't do anything about it. But I mean, I would love to do a whole bunch of different like content. I was telling you earlier off mic, then I have just the huge stack of list of things that I want, like videos that I want to put out. Obviously, all comical. If you're trying to learn anything about the future of VR, any in-depth reviews on games, don't ever come watch me. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time, and certainly not anything like that. So it's just going to be all just take my VODs from Twitch, take the funny moments, I guess, out of it, and put it onto YouTube. As a streaming sense, I would like to stream on YouTube as well. It's just that my community it has been developed on Twitch at this point, and I will say and maybe people disagree with me, or maybe or maybe I just sound stupid and I don't know much about streaming on Twitch. But I feel like the involvement and the playback between the audience and the person streaming is a lot easier and a lot more fun to do on Twitch, with having like different redemptions. And I mean, you can communicate obviously with, I've even got Live Up right now where I can see like all of my Twitch chat that is going on. Obviously I'm not streaming right now, but you can see what's happening. You could do that on both platforms. I get that, but having those redemptions of, having me do something that you're spending your mythological points on that you've acquired just from like watching me doing, I think that's it's like a reward to, the community that you develop. I mean, it's a good way just to interact between one another, and it makes it more fun both for me and the audience. Whereas YouTube, and this is just from what I've seen, is just being able to chat back and forth, which I can do, as you have written down here, nonstop talking. But I love the redemptions. I think that makes it a heck of a lot more fun. I do want to stream on both just because the vast majority of the VR community is here. But having that, for me, just be where the most fun is I personally just think it's on Twitch. I mean, it is. I mean, maybe after I say this statement and actually stop talking, you're going to come and tell me, oh, well, YouTube does have redemptions.
No, YouTube does not have redemptions. I was actually asked this question yesterday. I was in my friend's live chat and we were just talking in general. I said I'd released a video and I've been streaming on YouTube, like the Half-Life 2 VR mod that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, oh, cool. But what's the interaction like with everybody else? And I was like, it's literally comments and that's it, and like super chat, and there's no redemptions at all, not that I know of anyway. So that's the thing, is with Twitch it's more engaging. It's a lot more engaging because it's a genius idea, Twitch, what they're doing with all the redemptions and the more you watch and for retention and things like that. And you can make your own rewards and have your own little world for you and your followers, basically. And it fits exactly like how how you want it to be and your personality and your community and things like that. With YouTube, it's more like straight up. That's here. I'm streaming basically.
It's just It's just I mean that's again like because I did no redemption. Every channel I've ever like watched streaming just didn't have redemptions, and even on Twitch, there's some channels that just don't have redemptions because they don't want to limit the noise. And I like how you did say you create your own world on Twitch, where I have had a minimal part of that. It's the audience controls most of it, and it's mainly my fault because there's a thing on there that says like force me to create your own redemption. You can be whatever you want it to be. I say that, but I've declined people because some of the stuff is just I'm not gonna do it.
Like, tell us what give us examples.
Well, one of them was like eat a banana and pop one and eat a banana in real life the entire time, which I did do for a little bit, and I say a little bit, I mean 1 week until not all the bananas were used, and so I got to throw food away. Or stuff that I've just declined because from past experience, I've accepted it. And one of them being Cheese Fridays, where the redemption was literally eat a lot of cheese. And on Fridays, I would have to have a thing of a lot of some cheese prepared. So, and I have learned so many things about cheeses at this point, like Velveeta's not real cheese, which some people are going to be like, yeah, idiot. I know. All right. I'm learning. Okay. 29. I'm still learning. But like I would eat all of these cheeses, and then one day I like turned to the nutritional facts on a thing of cheese, and I'm like, ooh, no, thank you. So I had to stop that. There was one that was drink a lot of hot sauce. I stopped that because the first time that I did it was. There's another comment in here that says talk about your embarrassing moment, so I'll talk about that later. Man, other than challenges, my personal favorite is Seductive Fact, or Seductive Facts. It's still on there. I'd swap through some stuff from time to time. Seductive Facts is, you ever listen to Barry White, where it's, you got this low R&B music, and it's like, man, girl, you looking awfully fine tonight. I just want to treat you like the woman that you are. It's that. It starts out, R&B music comes in, I say something like, man, girl, you look fantastic. And it's a deep voice, so it actually sounds good, and I don't have to try to make my voice deeper. But it's like, yeah, I see you on the opposite side of the club. And then the drop happens in the R&B music, and it switches to the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Something stupid. And I don't know why, but I think it's hilarious, and some people do too. So, I mean, it's good. I mean, stuff like that, I'll stay on there, and there is stuff on there that I find absolutely hilarious. But whenever a new redemption comes around, my first thought is, oh God, why? And I turn to it, and it's I want you to play one round of the game screaming at the top of your lungs, which I'm not going to do because I can do that, but for, however other many people are in there, no one wants to hear that, especially from not 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I guess there's different time zones are a thing, but my neighbors don't want to hear that. So I'm not going to do that. Where were we? What was the question? What happened? Where am I?
I actually asked you about your redemptions. Yeah, I did see that I was watching your last stream today. So that was yesterday, your last stream, right? And I saw that happening as well. Right. Yeah. Which part? The asking for me to scream forever, or the baby girl? Yeah, that one. I actually like it when you say that to me. Talk some more.
Please no, thank you. Please no, thank you. I have other accents ones on there, but there was one that was just like do a round on an accent, and then the requests for the accents got. I can't do that without being offensive, so I'm not going to do that.
That's the thing with the Twitch. How many redeems do you actually have on your channel at any one time?
You're allowed 50. Mm-hmm. I was like, I have 50, but they're not all on because I can't. And everything is, I mean, this streaming in VR is harder than streaming off of a console, you know, and so I have to have a way to figure out when stuff is being utilized, or like even the seductive facts. Like I have a Liran board or Lyran board, however you want to pronounce it, going in the background, like playing the music so that I can hear, but me hearing it isn't going through stream, but the sound itself is going through stream, so it's not doubling up and all that. So like each of these redemptions, I have to do all of these little things that are make it to where I can do it appropriately in VR without it sounding like crap out of the other end of it. But I mean, I probably in total probably got like, I don't know, 30 something turned on at one point in time.
And that's going to be, especially if you were to stream on YouTube, it's going to be so weird for you, isn't it? After doing it for like 18 months or so, to just chat. It's going to be so weird for you, I think.
I mean, and I can talk forever.
Yes.
And to a certain extent, not having the redeems is a redemption, because some of them I still don't want to do. Like one is just moan. Just make me moan is literally the redeem is I moan. Why? Somebody wanted it, and I can do that one time. Not throughout the entire game, but I could do that one time.
Yeah.
So like without that, I'd be okay without moaning, but like, man, girl, I'd really miss you if you disappeared off of my streaming capabilities. But I would miss a lot of the redemptions. So it is good and bad, and I do like the chat, obviously. But I can't make myself do the switch. You know, it's hard when it comes to that. But I would love to make content on YouTube, start putting just another creative outlet, you know?
Yeah, so like even like you were saying, like videos, highlights and things like that. I think that would be great, because you get a lot of your Twitch people coming over and people will subscribe. You've already got subscribers there, haven't you, in your kind of Twitch community, so.
On Twitch, yeah. Yes. On YouTube, I was like, no. I mean, no one should follow me. There's nothing on this channel. Nothing at all. There's literally a dash TTV just to make sure you know there's nothing here.
Oh, so do you actually have a channel up at the moment?
On YouTube?
Yeah, like an empty channel.
But there's completely empty. Mainly so I can go in and watch, podcasts and stuff like that, and like on the VR end, and also, so I can watch the videos that say, "Are you 18 and older?" Yes.
On your Twitch channel, you've been streaming Population 1 from day one, would you say?
Oh, yeah. That's how it started. Beta test, got into it. They dropped the NDA, so start streaming it. I've loved the game since.
What do you think of like the latest updates with all the extra guns and the kind of point system that they've implemented?
So I love it and I hate it, but I only hate it for selfish reasons, if that makes sense. I mean, and it does get a lot of hate from the existing community, but the existing community within Pop 1 is, and hopefully I don't screw up the wording of this, it is a VR community, and as a VR community, as we know, we're still growing. It's hard to find like any sort of VR game community that's something like, on a console like Apex or Fortnite or anything like that. So I love that, and Pop 1, of course, is part of this, is that they're doing stuff within their game that will benefit new users, will be beneficial to the community as whole, to try to maintain them, because maintaining a community allows you to also grow it, if that makes sense. Like, you can't maintain a community, or you can't grow a community if your current community is like, I'm out of here, and you've got new people coming in. So sure, you are maintaining it technically, but you're not really growing it. So then that sounded so stupid now that I'm thinking about it coming out of my mouth. It's like, well, duh.
I understand. It's retention is the word you're looking for in all those words.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I think with the new update, what they've allowed the community to become is basically a base level. All the guns are different for a lot of the experienced players that are out there. So they have to spend time now relearning the weapons and everything, and all of the you want to go in a game, you want to sweat your butt off. You can't do that as well as you used to, which allows new members that or new people that have purchased the game coming in, they don't walk into a game and immediately get steamrolled, So as someone who plays it a lot, it sucks that I'm like, oh, well, now like this gun I can't use, this gun I can't use. And so it's like it's almost like starting fresh a little bit, because all of like the physics and how the guns are shooting and everything are different. I mean, I would always like lead with the bullets, which is a skill that you develop by playing the game over time, and now it's immediate with most of the guns. I mean, granted, I only use the op, so you still have to lead with the op, so that hasn't really changed for me. But for new people coming into the game, if they get steamrolled game after game, like loss, immediate, like just one after another, never stood a chance, it kind of discourages one to play the game, and then they leave. So allowing this to be everybody's kind of starting on a base level, it's almost like a new brand new game per se. I mean, it's still fun as all heck. The features in the game are the same. Just the playability is different. Not worse, not better, just different. So for that reason, it is a love and hate relationship. But I'm glad at the end of the day, I'm glad that they did it.
Yeah, so for me personally, I loved Metropolis. I thought it was awesome. They took Metropolis away, and then I had a few games with the regular mode, like the normal map, and I don't know. I just thought, I don't really want to do this anymore after playing non-stop for a year and a half. So I had like 2 months off, and then like a week or 2 weeks ago, I did a private lobby with some of my followers and stuff like that. So we did a few games. It wasn't until the last game, my friend was like, oh, by the way, you don't lead your shots anymore. Like, you just point straight at them. And I was like, I thought I just got really bad. So then I was like, I took a few days after that. I chilled out, and I was thought, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If I'm going to keep playing it again, because there's loads of other stuff I'm doing. I went back into it the other day for about 3.5, 4 hours. First hour and a half, hated it. I hated it. Because,
see, but you have played it. You have that experience and so now you hate it, and which I don't want people to quit the game because of that. I think they did it for the right reasons, and I just hope that other people can understand that they did it for the right reasons. It's not like it's a different. I mean, it is almost a different game, but it's the same at the same time. I mean, like it's still fun as all heck. I told you to be watching my cursing. But I think they did it for the right reasons, and I don't think people should leave the game just because what they knew and how to play has changed to I'm going to say a small extent, and I know people would disagree about that, but I think it's still the amazing game that we all love.
Yeah, because the general... Gone. Sorry, mate, go.
I was going to say, you better not leave me. I'll tell.
You got abandonment issues as well, have you?
No. Just that one time.
You're not leaving this
cage.
And
the time before that.
I was just going to say that while I was not playing, I asked around, and most of the people, like you're saying, the players, the old school players, they don't like it. They go, I hate it. But then I kind of thought I need to give it a go, because it was my game, like you, that I was streaming on Twitch, pretty much 99% that. And it wasn't to do with the streaming, but I just thought I've spent a lot of time in the game. First hour and a half, I hated it, because I was like, normally I just nail people, and like with a UMP, which is my main SMG, from 100 meters away, I'd just light people up, because you know the spray and the patterns. So I tried the new guns, and then I thought, this one's alright, that one I'm not going to touch. And then in the end, I just went back to my old loadout. This is like my old loadout even before this, like a year ago, and I loved it. So I think you just need to get back in there and get used to dying and losing until you figure out what's what, and then slowly you'll be like, oh, actually, yeah, this is really good. Because I know a lot of people saw the update, gave it a go, and they just said no, I'm not playing it anymore. So yeah,
and it sucks. It sucks to hear it, but like, I mean, you learned it, loved it again. I mean, it really is. It is just a level playing field, and that's all they did. I mean, I think the OGs that have played it for so long, once you get used to it, I feel like it's, nothing has really changed. I mean, you sweat just as you normally do, but I think it allows new members of a growing community to get better at not a quicker rate, but at a less stressful rate. I mean, I'm imagining myself going into the first game and being like, oh, I'm gonna drop for the first time, and then getting shot out of the sky before you even land, and it's like, oh well, it's a hiccup, and it's like, well, I'm gonna drop for the second time and get shot out of the sky again, and it's just like, well, what's going on? And they're not realizing it's like, oh, we're at a bad spot to drop at, or you got to watch the other people that are in the pods leaving the ship with you to see if are you going to get shot out of the sky. So although it's stuff for us, it's like, oh well, obviously you're making stupid mistakes. To them, they're learning. So it's less stressful when you give it a go and you can do things successfully a couple of times and maybe get even lucky doing it. But getting lucky it makes you a little bit less disappointed, and it's, you do something, you get lucky, you do it again, you get obliterated. It's like, well, why did I get obliterated and did well the first time? And then you can grow and learn from these instances that you're doing it, and you can have different instances that it's just a better, easier way to learn for these new people without just getting decimated left and right.
Yeah, because before this update, I mean, the whole time I had the game and played it before the update, it was a lot of times, because obviously being level 60 odd, you get put in with the higher players, and then a lot of times they were like, oh, it's only my second game, or I'm only level 5, and I just think to myself, why are they in here? They're just going to get destroyed, and then they're never going to play again, or they're going to refund the game, or they're just going to tell their friends it's crap, or because everything's word of mouth. It's all a community, isn't it? So how they've done it now, I get it, because I'm sure they were getting a lot of people buy the game, refund it, or play it for an hour or less, 2 hours or less, and then just I get why they've done it. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. I will jump in again.
Yeah.
I will jump in again soon as well. Give it another go. And it kind of thing that I missed the most, that I realised after a couple of hours of playing, was like the camaraderie and like the social aspect of it. I know there's loads of different kind of games that have that as well, but I just find like the team actually in Pop 1 and the interactions and the bond and stuff like that, there's something special about it. I can't put my finger on it.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. I mean, it sucks when you don't get anybody like with a mic or anything like that, but like going through a round, I mean, you don't even have to win, but like just getting like meeting with randos and just like getting to maybe like third place, and it was like, oh, we did so well, and then we ended up in a bad position, but it's like y'all were war brothers together, not real war brother. I don't have to, obviously it's VR, whatever, but it's you just had a blast, you did well together, and then it's like, oh well, now I can add you as a friend. Your friend, it's right there. We can do this again. So you play with them when they're online. You don't play with them. You play with randos. Same thing happens, and you just keep meeting new people. And I love the fact that there's so many OGs in the game that are respectful to new players that show up and say, and they're not asking stupid questions either. It's like, hey, what guns do you recommend, or like what's the best way to like do this, or even like climbing, like how do you climb so fast? And there's a lot of people out there that'll will simply just say, oh look, you do this or you do that, and it's full of a ton of helpful different people out there, which is one of the reasons why I think it is one of the, I mean, the whole VR community is great, like I was saying, but it's one of my favorite games, and community-wise, it's probably my favorite community within VR. I'm sorry, probably it is. I mean, come on, be honest with myself.
Because I have had random interactions with like kids and stuff like that, and people who've just started. And I know people that if someone says, "Oh, I've just started, it's my first day on my first week," they'll just like leave the squad. But for me, I find it funny. I find it's like interesting. It's a challenge. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a laugh with that person because they're so like they just don't know what they're doing. And then even if they don't know what they're doing, I still say, "Look, I know you're quite new. I'm level 60. Let's have a few games," and then just spend an hour with them and just say, "Look, follow what I'm doing. This is why I do this. This is why I do that." And you kind of like mentoring new players, basically. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, 100. And I mean, you just said that you did what I was saying. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was saying that I talk a lot with my hands, and I'm realizing it. But I mean, I think another thing about the great thing about just the growing community, well, the community in general, is you've got people that are, you know, that don't tell their mom, and they play, and they're, you know, under the age of 13, where it's a 13 and up game. I know
It's naughty.
I know big box. Oh, it's 14 and up.
No, I said that's naughty.
That is naughty. I know, big box. You probably didn't want to hear that, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. But no, I mean, you've got people from, you know, age 8 all the way up to, I think the oldest gentleman I played with was like 64. And it's, you know, it's a battle royale type game, and there's plenty of both men and women who play it. So it's a huge, diverse game, and just is another reason why I love that community.
Yeah, because when I first started playing, it was 90% guys. It was like I was like, no women play this game, but now it's great because a lot more females have come on, and they've got their own little clans, and they do a streaming thing like you, and it's really good that you have people representing the female side of things, because with the guys it's just like, oh, let's just go kill these people. And it's actually funny you say that. I was playing with, her name's Ms. Baker. She joined the community, and then that first session I had, she joined in like recently, the first one when I came back, and I was with a guy and her, and we were talking about all this stuff, and she's like, "Oh, I wouldn't do that, and this is how I do it." And then we're like, "Yeah, we're guys. Ladies do things differently," and obviously women have a complete opposite to men, right? The way you just don't understand what they're thinking,
right?
So it's just great.
I have a wife. I can say these things.
I don't think you're going to make it through this episode without getting hit.
I know, right? If you see my avatar just go bam, then you know what's happened. Bam! My mother was right, and just off, and then I'm just quiet. Then that's the end of the episode. But they're good too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some that out. I mean, there's a woman named Zoloto.
Yes,
and I like to call. She probably has no idea who I am, which is fine. Whatever. I call her my arch enemy. Never killed her. I get in the game and I'm like, well, yeah, no, I'm about to get applauded because I'm about to get clapped. It's like absolutely destroyed. It doesn't matter. Like it's like I'm playing the first match ever going up against her, and there's like multiple people or multiple women that are. She's the best woman. All right, I'm not even gonna deny it. I'm gonna be like, oh, they're all fantastic. No, she is the best. She's the best. But there are so many that constantly it's just round of applause. Constant. This is every single game we're going up against Jansen. Clap, clap, clap all day long. It just getting rocked. So it's just so diverse, and there are so many people from different backgrounds, men, women, child, adult, that are just fantastic at the game. So it's great. It's all over the place. You never know what you're gonna get. There's no inequality when it comes to the community itself.
Yeah, definitely. And Zolotto's, I think she's a lot of people's arch enemies. I have killed her. Before my first kill of her, I had her down to like one tap about 50 times. And then I kind of learned how she plays a bit. And what I've started doing is, not loads, but a few times, I just kill her with grenades. Did you
take that picture, the kill feed that said Surgical Gaming killed Zolotto? Did you put it up on your refrigerator?
It's actually at the end of one of my videos, and I did have a little highlight reel of all me killing Zolotto with my grenades, but I deleted it because I felt bad. No, not really. But
yeah. See, I've got this frame that I've got to whenever that day may happen where I kill her, I can have Jansen Fox killed Zoloto, and I can print it out, put it in the frame, and put it like right there, like right on the front of my refrigerator, and sit there in the morning just with my coffee, being like, those were the days. Those were the days. I've got that all planned out. All of that's true. I've got the frame, everything ready to go. Says Zoloto, I'm going to need you to get bad at the game. Please make that happen for me. Thank you. She's not going to see this. I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to see it and then send it to her. And she's going to be like, who the hell's that guy?
Exactly.
For sure going to have.
But no, I've actually had an interaction with her in like a lot to do with something that happened in the lobby, but she's a really nice girl. Like everybody, she's great at the game, and a lot of people won't like the name Zoloto because they all get killed by her.
Yeah.
But everything I heard about her is like she's a really nice girl, and she gets a lot of crap. That's the thing. I've seen it myself. Is she gets a lot of abuse from idiots in lobbies. Like I've seen some really bad stuff, and I just don't get it. It's like a game. She's better than you. That's it.
I mean, I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist. I mean, I have said great, amazing people. I mean, that's going to be that's going to happen in every game. Mm-hmm. Someone is better than you, and then you're going to get mad at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, those people are just stupid, and they shouldn't be allowed to play.
They don't count. They don't count as a community.
No,
they
don't
count.
They're not like me and you. They're not like us.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Scumbag
the
salesman.
Best.
The best
Scumbag salesman. I'll outsell you any day.
Do you want to talk about, actually, I know you're doing a giveaway on your channel, right?
Yes. So I talk all the time about not liking my work. I've said it here. One thing good thing about my job is it does pay me. I get a paycheck for doing it all the time. And streaming and VR just in general have done so much for me mentally, emotionally, just having a fantastic time every single day. That's how I start my day off. So I love to take money out of my own pocket and give it back because I can do something in return for what the community and what my audience has given to me just personally. So I love doing that. So right now I am doing a giveaway for an EVGA RTX 3080. So it's got like the fun little RGBs on it. And I'm doing that on July 1st. So if you're watching this, how do you enter? How do I get that 3080? I've been waiting this entire time, Jansen, and now you tell me that you're just giving one away to some stranger across the world? Yes, fine sir and or woman. The way that you enter it is there's 26 ways. The first way is I have it pinned on my Twitter, and you can retweet that, and that gets you one entry. And then on July 1st, I'm going to go from 11 a.m. Central Time all the way to July 2nd to 11 a.m. And every single hour, I'm going to say, this is the keyword of this hour. And I'm doing it differently this time. It used to be all you got to do is attend for 5 minutes, say the keyword, that's your other entry. But now you can get up to 25 because there's 24 hours and 24 hours. So, first hour, this is the word. Type that in. There's your next entry. Next hour, type that word in. There's your next entry. So you can get up to 25 different entries to enter into this giveaway. Mr. and or ma'am. Miss. Mrs.? One of those. Yeah. So yes, Ms. 3080 giveaway. Mm-hmm. July 1st. Officially giving away, figuring out who the winner is on July 2nd. But the event itself starts on the 1st.
How are you going to pick the winner? Like a random generation box?
I want there to be a better way to do it. But what I've done for every giveaway, for Quest 2, the haptic X40 vest, I don't know, whatever the bigger one was. Pimax 3080. Going to do another one later on, but I'll talk. That one's going to be a 48-hour stream. Besides the point. I put it all into an Excel spreadsheet. So I go on a Twitter, find out who retweeted. Please put your Twitch name if you retweet it. If you don't have a Twitch name, just comment that instead, I guess. But I keep track of all of them, put them in the Excel spreadsheet beforehand. And every single hour, there's Nightbot, which is a bot that you can utilize for, I think, most streaming platforms. You can do a giveaway setting in there, and it actually has like a keyword function built in. So I can go in there and I can type in, I don't know, lobster as the keyword, and anybody who types out lobster, their name just kind of scrolls up, and you can copy it, paste it into the Excel spreadsheet, move on, wait until the next hour, rinse and repeat. And then at the end of it, have all these entries. Let's say it's 1,067. Go to Google, random number generator, 0 to 1,067. And then, I don't know, 353 pops up. And then there you go. That's the winner. Easy. Seamless.
Okay, cool. So people, everyone needs to basically...
You can watch me. You don't have to.
Yeah, I think...
You can retweet the tweet. That's all you have to do, technically.
What's your Twitter handle?
At Jansen _. That's like the dash, but on the bottom, and it's longer. Fox, Fox, as in like a fox. Like a fox. I don't... Like an animal, like a fox. Not like Surgical Gaming is also a fox, but so the animal too, that one.
Yeah, I'm an animal myself, so...
Yeah, that too, yeah.
And your Twitch?
Is also Jansen _Fox. Because Jansen Fox, all one word, is also taken by myself. And Twitch won't delete the account, even though I'm like, I don't know the login information. I don't know. Here's a stream of emails. It could be, here's a list of, I didn't list all my passwords, but I'm like, if you just tell me which email it was or which of these phone numbers it was, I'll log into that account right now. And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. And so then I emailed them from all of the different emails, and I was like, what about now? And they're like, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, I'm this person. I'm emailing you from all of them. There's no other emails I would have used. Please delete it. So it's Jansen _Fox.
Okay. And you have a Discord as well?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what my hashtag number is.
That's
but
fine.
You can go to my Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you could do that. I was like, there's the link is on my Twitter in like the little bio up there.
One last thing that we didn't cover yet. What was your most embarrassing moment in VR?
There's been a lot. Man. I mean, I honestly, I thought, because I brought up like the hot sauce thing. So, but there's been a lot. So, I mean, I can talk. So the hot sauce one was somebody drank a bottle of hot sauce. Made it 3/4 of the way through it, and I was like, wait a minute, something's not right with my body. And I'm like sitting there, and I've got like 45 minutes left in my stream, and I'm like, hey guys, this has got to be my last game. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, it's my last game. And they're like, why? And the hot sauce hit you bad? And I'm like, yeah, let's go with that. And so they all understood that I was about to go destroy the porcelain down the hallway. So right after I said, this is my last game, maybe 5 minutes into that statement, I was like, nope, that's it. And so I had to end my stream that way. Or when I first started streaming and had the camera, I didn't really realize that you could watch the stream after you rated out. So I still had streaming going. No idea. Full on. Undid my costume. Just took everything off. And then somebody sent me the clip. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm so sorry that my body looks like a melted candle or like a beanbag chair. I'm so sorry to ruin your day. So there's been somewhere like, there's been a handful of stuff like that, which just happens from time to time. But we won't go into the everything.
No, that's quite entertaining. Do you still have that clip of you
It's still, somebody has it, and they threatened it recently that they were gonna release it onto the world, and I said, how much money do you want? So it's out there. I won't say who has it, and if you're watching that,
send it to me.
I'll come for you. All right? I know people, and by people, I mean my wife, and by my wife, I mean she's not going to do anything about it, but don't do it. Don't do it, all right? Thanks. Thank you. It's not going out. You're not getting it.
I'm very curious now. I'm going to have to start scouring around to get out.
You're going to be so disappointed if you find it.
I think you should
Yeah,
come on.
Your day's going to be ruined. This avatar right here, it's fake. It's not real. It's not real.
Can you do a front double bicep pose like you did earlier?
But
yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Like this. Yeah.
He goes to the gym. Look
It
at
doesn't. I don't even have a tie-dye shirt. All right. My neck isn't this long either, so I'm not able to get up to the high leaves on the branches of a tall tree and eat them off there. I can't do that.
I can do the
It's
old,
fake.
yeah. I can do the swan neck. Look.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't need to. Yeah.
Oh, is that an apple up there? Let me just. Oh God, man.
Yeah. So Jansen, is there anything else you want to talk about, mate? Anything in particular you want to talk about?
Man, I don't know, man. This has been fun. This has been fun as heck, dude.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
this is. Yeah, I said earlier I did this once before when Between Realities was doing a viewer thing, and I was so nervous that I got on my knees and started worshiping Larcenauts basically because I was just so nervous and didn't know what to talk about at the time. But no, man, this has been fun. I mean, there's nothing exciting about me other than sometimes I can say a joke here or there or do a terrible accent. So, no, man, this has been great. Surgical gaming, everybody. There's
a reason there's no sound when that clap goes off.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's being sarcastic. So, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. I've been watching your Twitch stream for quite a long time, and I think it's a great community you got there.
I love my community.
I look forward to. Yeah, sorry, come.
I was gonna love them. I'm not gonna shout out any of them. Okay, because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget few names, and they're gonna be upset. And one of them's probably gonna be a mod, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna do a refund day where they just refund everybody's points, and everybody can use anything that they want," which isn't gonna happen. So nobody gets a shout out. You did this to yourselves, community. All right.
Don't mess with the Jansen.
You like that? Huh? How you like this? You're gonna watch this video right now. You're not gonna watch the full thing. You're gonna get tired of my crap, and you're gonna leave. So you're not even gonna see this. All right? No one's gonna bring this up on Monday. I dare you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ahmad's gonna see it, and it's gonna be a full-on riot. But no, man, it's been fun. It's been fun. Yeah.
It's been great having you on, mate. It's I know at first you were a bit like, I don't know why you want me on here, and like, what's going on? It's like some kind of ploy to kidnap you or something.
And I'm still like that.
You're still in the cage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link everything to your competition, your Twitter, and all that kind of stuff in the description down below, so everyone can check out your channel, and of course enter that competition 25 times. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. Once for retweeting, 24 more times for actually attending.
Excellent. So, if you have enjoyed the show, then subscribe. I have some more guests lined up for next week. Every week I have somebody new on. So, we've had developers, we had content creators, we had Twitch streamers. So, it's just going to be different sides of VR, and we're just going to mix it up and have a laugh.
Subscribe to him, not me.
Follow him in real life.
Follow.
And then subscribe to me.
I don't need anybody more stalking me and following me around. Please, no, thank you. No, man. This has been good. Are you ending it? Because I always end saying my, I guess, catchphrase.
Okay, you end it.
Or whatever. All right.
Go for it.
All right. Toodles. That's the end of it. Now you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
Thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Bye.
Bye. Unless you want to sip out of your hamster bottle real quick. I swear to God, it's a hamster bottle. I swear, your hands were like up here. Like I'm like, how? Like they were like just holding on to the hamster bottle. Like, like
I'm gonna wear a hamster avatar just for you next time.
fat dude in healthcare that likes to stream in the morning and is also addicted to gaming.
Very that's attractive to some people, you know.
I got a wife doing it somehow.
Have a channel up at the moment.
On YouTube?
Yeah, like an empty channel.
But there's completely empty. Mainly so I can go in and watch, podcasts and stuff like that, and like on the VR end, and also, so I can watch the videos that say, "Are you 18 and older?" Yes.
You watch 18 plus videos?
After the age of 26, my mom did say that I could. So yes, and I needed a YouTube account to do that.
She's really cool.
Couldn't do it. I know. She's the cool mom.
I'm still on kids' YouTube. Mummy doesn't let me watch anything else.
I only think the only solution you got is probably getting like a signed affidavit and becoming independent from your mom. There's no other way.
I'd miss the breast milk.
You don't gotta go to the store for milk. It's free milk, man. I understand. You're fiscally responsible. That's all it is. Nothing weird about it. Yeah, you're an adult. You want to be responsible with your money. That's all it is. That's all it is.
It's fresh though, and it's warm.
And yeah, exactly. Yeah. Put you to bed.
Sorry?
I said put you to bed. It's warm milk. Yeah, it's convenient. It's right there. Gotta walk to the fridge for it, man.